Hello and welcome back to Inversion Addicts. Today we're going to be taking a look at the history and future of Avalanche over at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Now, Avalanche is a special ride to me. It's one of the first big coasters I ever rode. It's one of the first big coasters my son, Xavier, the other half of the channel, ever rode, and it was also born the same year as me. It's safe to say Avalanche holds a dear spot in my heart, but I feel like as the years are ticking on for the old Mack bobsled coaster, it's only right to take a look at the history and the future of our old friend, the Avalanche. Avalanche stands as the first and only bobsled style coaster in the UK to date. Designed and built by Mack Rides, it's been thrilling riders since 1988. Standing at a height of 59 feet, Avalanche hits a top speed of 45 miles per hour and has a ride duration of 1 minute 22. Avalanche is known for being quite a unique coaster, whereas you sit in individual cars which can seat up to 2 riders, one behind the other. Each train has 7 cars and can seat up to a total of 14 riders. The ride was open to much fanfare, with Eddie the Eagle Edwards and the British bobsled team in attendance on opening day. The ride received positive reviews from ride enthusiasts and the general public alike. The theming around the ride has always been one of my favourites at the Pleasure Beach. Growing up as a child, I remember walking up to the Avalanche with its incredible Alpine Village theming, with the Burr Band playing away, and I can still hum the Avalanche theme tune off by heart today. But as much as I love the coaster, as it stands next to its younger Mack brother, and of course the Pleasure Beach trying to keep up with the giants of Merlin, and even smaller parks like Flamingo Land getting big attractions coming for the 2021 season, the Pleasure Beach must be starting to feel the strain to keep relevant and continue updating the park. Now don't get me wrong, Icon was a fantastic addition, but I feel like the Pleasure Beach really needs to stay on the toes. The only new additions, coaster-wise, previous to Icon was in 2007, and that was the relocated Infusion, an old SLC from Vekoma that was previously Traumatizer over at Pleasureland Southport. So that being said, I feel like Blackpool Pleasure Beach can't let that kind of time elapse between new investments in the future. Now, I've managed to have a few rides throughout the 2020 season, and unfortunately for me, it just isn't the same coaster it once was. It's become really shaky and quite a rough experience. As much as I love the coaster and I love the heritage and what it brought to the park, I can't help but think that there's so much more Blackpool Pleasure Beach could have in that huge space that the Avalanche occupies. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people who'll disagree with me here, but even looking at the coaster now, I feel like it's starting to show its age. Now, of course, there's the option that Blackpool Pleasure Beach could spend some money on the coaster, bringing it back into its former glory, but I honestly feel like it's time that the UK gets an RMC. I feel like a single rail Raptor would be an absolute perfect fit for the park and this location, and of course, being a UK's first, I can only imagine what it'd do to Blackpool Pleasure Beach's attendance numbers. Now, of course, there are a lot of other coasters that I'd love to see constructed at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and across the UK. I'm sure everybody would agree that an Intamin Blitz would be a great fit, but with Icon right next door, I can't help but think a single rail RMC, as much as I've suggested it for the UK before, would be such a perfect fit for Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's a high octane, thrilling roller coaster with a relatively small footprint, and I can already see it right there where Avalanche once stood. You could even give it a throwback theming to a bobsled or an alpine theme, and it'd just continue to elevate Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the direction that we all want it to go. Now, I do appreciate that there's a lot of people who love this coaster, and don't get me wrong, I'm still one of them. I just want to see Blackpool Pleasure Beach progress, and as much as Avalanche has been a staple part of the park over the years, I just can't help but feel it's the next sensible option to go at the Pleasure Beach. Personally, I can't see Blackpool getting rid of any of the woodies, and to be fair, I don't know if I'd want to, and I'm not sure how realistic a hybrid coaster would be to one of the classic woodies at the Pleasure Beach. So in my opinion, let's have one last season enjoying the Avalanche, tear her down, and replace it with the UK's first single rail RMC. Now, of course, this is only my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. What would you like to see happen to the Avalanche in the future? Would you rather Blackpool Pleasure Beach spend some money and bring it back to its former glory? Or are you with me? Do you want to see some change and a little bit of evolution within the Pleasure Beach and its lineup of coasters? Whatever your thoughts are, get involved in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Lee from Inversion Addicts. Until next time, take care.